Hello guys, welcome, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring you another first-person, I guess actually for the first time I'm gonna say I'm bringing you a first-person series, because right now I'm gonna go ahead and just say I've played two games against Sky Slim, a couple games apart in a ladder. They are both PvZs. This first one's taking place on Xel'Naga Caverns, which is a very interesting PvZ map, because the normal plans that people have for four-person maps just can't be done. They just can't be executed as you normally would, just because of the fact that it's a small map. And that leads into a lot of important dynamics in terms of the types of armies you can have, the types of plays you can do, because in most cases you have to go a little bit lower economy than you want to. Perfect example, and that is my normal gameplay, which is one gate fast expand into a 10-minute third, a little bit of pressure around 8 or 9 minutes with a small amount of units, and then just proceed into a macro game with predominantly gateway units, immortals, stock. Well, I know immortals aren't gateway units, but it's not Colossus, is what I'm saying. They're just purely ground units, not pseudo sort of air units as well. So we're going to go ahead and I will note for the fact that it is not a six pool. Now after checking the gases and checking the lack of pool, it's time to go ahead and dance around the natural and just be pesky in that case. And also one thing I like to do is just increase my efficiency as much as I possibly can, which means that you saw the probe I grabbed was the one that was not on the close mineral patches. And so now you're going to see me just doing a little bit of annoyance just to delay him and scout for the pool, because if it's a case where the pool's not even close to being done yet, I'm going to keep that pylon up to delay that hatch as much as I can. And hey, look, the pool is not halfway done yet, which means I'm going to go ahead and let that pylon finish. You can see I blatantly have time to actually to cancel it then, but I decided not to. And one thing that I did notice that when I was playing this game is that actually, in a way, helped me, because that's my normal timing for that pylon. You can see right now I have 18 out of 26 food. Well, that's because of the fact that I actually have a pylon up, which is odd. Yeah, I need to get my cybernetics core now and complete that wall. He doesn't get to block it. Looks like he wanted to. And then now I'm going to go ahead and make sure he can't extractor scale, and I'm also going to put down my own gas. So everything on my build is pretty much normally timed. Although I'm kind of looking at that idle probe, and that's bad. Also, I'm waiting around. I'm wondering why there are no lings or whatever coming to attack my pylon. I don't know the exact timing that the lings are supposed to be coming out, but hey, there they are. But I need to go ahead and move in and actually scout to see if there's going to be some kind of cheese play happening. I see the gases just now going down though, so if it's going to be something, it's going to be roaches. So I have to be wary of that. Plus, I need to look for the possibility of him expanding to a different spot for his natural expansion, because his money has to go somewhere. And you're also going to see me get on a stalker just because I want that early DPS and I want to get that scout out there ASAP, so I'll get a stalker for that. It's useful. So you can see my probe still running around. I'm just going to go ahead and check it for bases, and now I'm actually supply blocked because of that pylon acting as like an actual pylon. So I get to alter my build order a little bit just to make sure that I can continue producing, so that's why I plopped down two pylons there. And now I'm also going to try and deal with the scouting drone that I saw. But I believe it actually phased through my zealot to escape, so that's just always something to take note of. But the main reason why I have this game here is that I had to go ahead and change my normal game plan, because partly because of the map, partly because of his what he was doing, and partly because of what I read from the gameplay that he was doing. So now I'm going to bring my stalker back over, and now with these units I can go ahead and go down the ramp. As you can see, I did unfortunately just miss. I didn't hotkey my zealot right away, so I actually meant to do that and I grabbed my nexus instead. Because of the way my hotkey setup is, I have multiple groups for army, which can sometimes lead to. Oh, yeah, by the way, okay, this is an important read that I made. After seeing the lack of any other expos and the natural, it's uber late, and I'm worried about some kind of roach cheese and everything. That's why I throw down that the full wall right there, as well as the forge, because I want cannons in the case of a roach cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and scout, make sure that he has an expo, make sure I can see exactly what he's doing, because I need to have signs to let me know whether he's going to be doing some one base play or not. And it looks like he's not. He's got his expo up, running forward, and I see the Evo chamber, and I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to get upgrades, then he's not going to be cheesing. Another way to look at that is, well, he was scared of DTs as a possible follow-up to the delay tactic, as that's a very, very good way to go for that very fast DTs is to delay their timings, mess up their timings, and cause them to make mistakes in their own build orders, so their timings are not right to get that Spore Crawler or Overseer out, which is something that Protosses can take advantage of. I've seen players like In Control do that, actually, where they even throw down a Cybernetics Core or a Gateway with the pylon that is dying. It's just something that you can always keep in mind as a possible strategy. So you can see I'm going to actually just use this forge to my advantage and get faster upgrades than I even normally would. And normally I do get pretty fast upgrades. I did also have to delay my normal attack just because of the fact that I had to throw down an additional 2 gateways a little bit later. But I'm going to go ahead and just try and have as clear of a defensive infrastructure as I possibly can. I'm even not even transferring that many probes to my natural quite yet, just in case I have to pull back on my probes. I don't want them dying. I don't want every single one of those probes dying. But I have hallucinations, so I'm going to go ahead and scout. It's pretty simple timings over there. Now you can see I'm going to start preparing to move out, and this +1 attack that I'm getting, that's very, very quick, is a very, very nice thing to have. It just makes the ability to kill things easier. And by the way, I pulled back immediately right there because that way it doesn't look like I'm pushing out to attack at that point in time. I want him to drone right now. It's kind of weird to say that, but I want him to drone. I would like him to actually over-drone because of that late expansion, and I can do a little bit of push and do a little damage, but seeing that Hydra Den is kind of something that scares me. It's a counter to my style, so I have to actually alter what I'm doing, and I go for the Robo next just because of the fact that, well, one, I'm also transferring more probes because I actually have no reason to fear about that right now, but I have the +1 attack, and I want to hit him and damage him before he can get lots and lots of Hydras out, because a Hydra bust against me is dangerous. And now that I have that +1, I can push out and be more effective than I normally would be able to be with just that small force of units. +1 is so important right now because it's literally impossible for him to really have upgrades that are greater than mine at the moment. So I'm feeling good. I'm going to go ahead and be aggressive, move down my army, use the probe, throw down some proxy pylons, and do a little bit of pressure. Nothing crazy, just poke in the front, show some threat while I work on getting even more upgrades, my robo infrastructure and everything out. And I'll go ahead and throw down another proxy pylon, take out a creep tumor. Always a nice kill. And I'll move forward, do a little bit of damage. Not really. You notice I'll force heal the ramp. But he's got enough forces down here. It's not exactly a major worry for me that or it's not exactly a major benefit for me to have that ramp. Blah blah blah. It's not a major benefit for me to have that ramp actually blocked, because I don't have enough units. He's got Hydra Tech now about to finish, and I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't get to build a lot of drones. He probably is only on these 2 bases right now. I'll need to double check that, but my Phoenix scouting pretty much clinched it for me that there's no 3rd base. Maybe there's one on the way right now, but that's not obvious, and there's just me saving my sentries. This is one of the reasons why I like my hockey setup. It's because of the fact that I get to control my units separately, and you can see how it allows me to be aggressive with the stalkers, retreat with the sentries in order to just have everything as alive as it possibly can be. And now you can see my infrastructure is up. I know he's committing to Hydras, so Colossi are going to go down. My Twilight Council is also done. I can start working on Blink or Charge, whatever I feel is going to be the most important upgrade to have. I'm going to be heavy on the upgrades no matter what. I might as well do it with good and intelligent units. So I'm going to go ahead and actually get Charge first. Look at what I got was Charge first. It's because look at my minerals. My gas is going to be spent mostly towards getting out my Colossi. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on mainly. But I'm going to have 1-1 by the time this push from him comes in. It's going to be a little bit nervous. I'm going to have to need really good force fields and guardian shields and everything to defend this. Plus, he might not be attacking. So if he does attack, I'm going to throw down some cannons just to make sure I can defend. And okay, he's going to bring down a large force. So it's time to go ahead and put down a few cannons and also unsupply block myself. Cannons will come in a second. There they are. And I'm also using 2 different probes just to get it out as fast as possible. So now I can actually have a hope of defending against this. I've got a good concave. I've got extra gateways to come up with the second that I can actually go about doing this, and I'll start working on getting out my Colossus. Extend Thermal Lance as well. I see him massing up because I'm an observer right outside my own base, working on +2, and here we go. It's time for Guardian Shield, Force Fields, and good Stalker Concave. You see that my Zealots are attacking, but they're getting hit in an unfortunate spot. But I can make sure that as few of those units can really attack as possible. The Roaches are much more susceptible to the force fields than those Hydras just because of their range, and it looks like I've actually successfully pushed him back without taking too many losses. I'm going to be able to pick off a unit or 2 as they retreat, and I'll need to repower my gateway. my gateway, I mean Robo. But you can see how I do manage to defend this, and my probe count is high. I'm oversaturated on both my main and my natural, but it's also 14 minutes in. I could not do my 10-minute expo that I normally would like to do, and that's match and his play specific. And the map is Xel'Naga is rough to try and get early expos on. You basically a good way to play PvZ on Xel'Naga is to be a little bit turtly and function like that in order to really make sure that you can basically just corner at your Zerg opponent right now. And because it's PvZ, I'm going to have to talk in PvZ terms. That's also something I do a lot, is accidentally add my gateways to my army hotkeys. It's annoying, but it happens. Because I use shift sometimes to do that. But you can see I'm working on Blink. I've got charge at this point, and I can just go ahead and just be aggressive. My upgrades are looking solid. I think I'm working on +2 attack. I think it's close to being done. And I can be like a nice +3. And also, look at my saturation. I can afford to distance mine early from this base because of the fact that I just have so many probes. It actually increases my efficiency instead of decreasing it. Plus, it'll make my natural, my main, last longer for the income, especially when you go against Zerg. I think that's a really underrated aspect to recognize, is the fact that you can increase your efficiency by distance mining even before your expansions are actually mined out. So that's something I'm doing. My army's also in the middle, just in case of a drop or Mutaras on the right, and if he attacks the left, I have equal access to both. If he pushes down the middle, I can do that, and now you can see he's going to go in, and I'm immediately sending my entire army down there, help defend, and not warping in units directly with those pylons, because they would just be dead and free kills for him. You can see actually how I want to get the forces off, but they'd actually hurt me at this point. But I have Blink, I have Charge, I can just pull back. So you can see, even though I'm getting Colossi, gateway units are still my bulk units. They're the main forces that I really have, and unfortunately I decided to sacrifice 2 of them, but it's not a big deal there. I've got Colossi out. And also, going back to hotkeys for a second, is hockey or Colossi on a different hockey, please. If you're not going to go for 3 hotkeys like I do, just go for 2. 1 being everything else, and then 1 being your Colossi, because you're going to need to pull those back separately in a lot of circumstances. So now here are going to have me doing a little bit more attacking, trying to take out a few of those drones, but that Hydra ends up actually tanking some good hits, which is a weird thing about Hydra as a tank, but whatever. So now here's going to be coming in. I'm going to be able to move in with my Colossi and everything. I got to be careful though with my Blink, but look at his angle of engagement. This is a choke. This is my heaven. This is a perfect angle of engagement for me. It is bad for him, and I can just continue contentedly reinforcing my army and attacking, and look at how much damage my Colossi are able to do. My Stalkers are fine. I mean, they can just micro them away and be fine. But he's trying to target fire Colossus, and he's just going to get destroyed. I've got +2 attack. My +3 is on the way. It's getting closer and closer to being done. I'm getting a gold up, and I'm being solid. I took out a huge bulk of his army, and my money's getting a little bit high. I'm going to throw down another Robo, a few more gates, and really start getting ready for that gold income. And also, you have to be wary about your mineral count, especially when you get that gold. And this leads into one of the reasons why I got charged, is because my gas has been going for Colossi and that those bigger techs mainly. So you're going to want to be able to reinforce with Zealots and not have them be worthless. Zealots without charge are not that good. They can get kited by Hydras even. So just be wary of that, and consequently, charge is almost always a necessity. So now here I am. You can see how many probes I have over there, and I can just go ahead and once again do my distance mining thing just to help increase my efficiency. You can see I have the +3 attack right now, and I'm going to start working on getting Templar Tech out. I don't want to actually lock in my units, that's why I end up replacing my DT Shrine, but you can see how my second row is done. I can continue getting Colossus, and he's been continuing with getting the Hydras, which is why I'm actually maintaining and even increasing my Colossus production. It's because of the fact that he's going to needs to get Corruptors, he needs Infestors, he needs some kind of answer to Colossus, and he just doesn't have it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and be aggressive, attack with some of my units, but 5 Colossi and a large amount of Stalkers, perfect for killing a Roach army, and that's why I'm using these guys. Again, bringing back, keeping injured stalkers alive, and I'm not even committed to any of his attacks. I'm staying off the creep, and I'm just going to continue being aggressive. By the way, I would be switching to more Templar Immortals if he just wasn't ready, if he was more ready for these Colossus. That's one of the reasons why I got that Templar tech and everything out, just in case he's going to start switching to getting Corruptors and all that. But my Stalker count is so high. My worry are actually is going to be Hydras, and Lings to give the Stalkers, but I've got the Colossi for those. This is just a very simple army composition, and I'm going to be able to blink back and keeping my Stalkers alive, and they have +3 attack. They're going to do very, very well. You can see as I continuously blink back the injured Stalkers and just reinforce, because my base is right there. I don't even need to worry about a proxy pylon, just because I have all these Stalkers. And just be careful when you have Colossi like this, and this is actually a beautiful time just to take advantage of your blink, your Stalkers, and everything to deal with those Corruptors, because this weakens his ability to deal with those Colossus once again. My Colossus count is staying high. That is great. I'm working on even more upgrades. I think that's either, I think it might be +2 armor that's just finishing, and I've got shields going to be on the way too, so I'm feeling solid. And I'm feeling around with my army composition, but also look at my minerals to my gas. I'm spending all my gas and using DTs to scout and push around and pressure, while I'm going to go ahead and attack with this to make sure that the DTs are actually stay alive and do some good bit of damage. But this is just so good for me. Look at but the Zealots. This goes back to Zealots. That's my point about the money, is I can now warp in Zealots, and they'll be very, very useful. And apparently, one Colossus just wants to go ahead and just be on its own and kill Zergs. But yeah, so I actually end up managing to save that Colossus, which is always nice. But now you can see that my DTs are just there having fun killing off his units, and now he's going to pressure in and attack, and once again he engages in a choke. Happy for me. But now I went ahead and micro back my Colossus. I got two more back there that I barely see on the screen, but they're going to help my DPS, and that was me messing up the hotkeys for pulling back the wrong Colossi. But now it's going to push in. I'm feeling good once again, and I'm going to go ahead and start getting a huge another influx of Stalkers. The bases on the left and right he's not being able to deal with, because I'm forcing him to deal with the fact that I'm attacking his front very, very effectively. I'll be able to continue getting units. I think I'm switching to Immortals now. I don't really remember, but yeah, there's just a sacrificial Colossus, but it doesn't really matter. I've got enough of an army here. And also now my money's really, really high because I'm distance mining from the gases and everything, which means it's time for me to start warping a bunch of Zealots, or I can get some Stalkers and some Zealots as well. You can see right there, I just do that in separate lines. If you notice the lines that I warped them in, it makes it easy to select them and add them to my different hotkeys. So there's even some thought processes for how you warp in units, the direction, the placements of the warp into the units and everything. So now there I am. That's my +3 armor that I'm now researching, so my upgrades are once again looking to be solid. I think now I'm switching to Immortals. I'm figuring he's going to have even more roaches. I'm just waiting for them to pop out. Now with these two guys, I'm going to attack and go for a straight shot to the gold. And there are the charge lots. Beautiful, beautiful charge lots, because they are so strong. They really, really are. And when you have blink, you can make sure that your charge lots are never in the back of the army, just fiddling around doing nothing, because you can just blink your stalkers out of their way, and there it is. Blink into a concave and let those stalkers go there, and then he's forced to call it GG. Which is really cool. I mean, this is a nice progression and reaction to the map and his gameplay, and me changing my game plan to take a very, very straightforward win in a very simple plan that was executed fairly well. Just going for the composition that beats him and keeping an eye out for bases, using DTs to scout and go for all those things. It's a very, very, very good way to take advantage of a vulnerability to a guy's map play and everything. So thank you guys very much for watching. I will go ahead and get this uploaded, and also game number 2 that I played against Slim. So thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed, hope you learned, and I'll get more videos out for you guys soon. Thanks.